What up, YouTube? You already know it's your boy Big Lou tapping back in. But what it do with Big Lou? NFZR 2. No Fly Zone Ricans 2. Baby, baby. First time you come into the channel, it'd be highly appreciated if you sub, like, to share the channel with your family, friends, folks, peoples, gente, buddies, pals, amigos, amicos, and like us Puerto Ricanos, Boricua say, panas, right? So I wait a few minutes. What's up, Mike? PNG Media News. I send mine to Chicago. Thanks. Send mine to Chicago. I'm gonna wait a few minutes. I gotta make a little run to the drive-through real quick and give me a little coffee, and and I'm gonna be going over what I seen at the XL Bully Bash that was this past Saturday in Lodi, California, which is Northern California, about 20 to 30 minutes south of Sacramento. Well, South Sac. It might be a little less than that. What's going on? Thanks to everybody stopping in. Much respects. Like, right back at you. So yeah, and then I'm gonna bust out the everybody's business cards and because I dropped a lot of shorts of different dogs, and I got some questions about, you know, prices of this, prices of that. So I'm gonna do my best to go over everything that I know from what I remember and what I know off my head, and then as I'm dropping these IGs, you guys can feel free to go follow any of them, and then, you know, you can ask them any questions you know, that you might have regarding any of these dogs or their bloodline, studying, puppies, stud fees, puppies, anything like that. So I'm about to roll. I'm gonna turn the camera off for a second, and I'm gonna get at it. If you can, in the chat, give me a 1 if you see the avatar on the screen, the animated picture of me. If you don't, give me a 2, please. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. On my other phone, see what I see. Let's see. Let's see what we got. What we got, peoples.
Email peeing, or is she marking? Your comments down below, and I will answer.
Sorry about that. Okay, let's see. Live. Okay, no, it's not showing. Okay, that's a trip. How sometimes it shows, sometimes it don't. That's why I don't like to use this phone sometimes, because I don't know why this phone doesn't show it. The other one does. The reason why I don't use my main phone is because this is my work phone. I use I don't use my main phone because I get phone calls on it, and then I don't want to be, you know, interrupting my live stream with the phone call, you know. So I try not to use that. But so yeah, me and the family went to Lodi. We went to it was called Cupid's XL Bully Bash, and it was put on by, I believe it was ABKC. I think that stands for International Bullies Kennel Club. I think that's what it stands for. So my dog Daisy is not in that registry. She's only registered with the ABKC, which stands for American Bully Kennel Club. But I'm going to look into, because there was a lot of my dog's family members there. Her bloodline was there. There was one guy that has dogs on both sides of her pedigree that belonged to him, and there was another guy that has brothers to that grandfather. So those were her great uncles, Woodland, Big Woodland, and Pecas. Big Woodland, they name them Woodland because they're from the city of Woodland, and then Pecas means like freckles. So that dog Pecas had like little freckles, like equivalent to freckles. So I'm gonna look into if I can't, you know, because from what I was told was you can use, like, for the UKC, there's a RKC, IBKC, that you can use your registry number of the ABKC for your dog and use that to get into, like, say, UKC, United Kennel Club. So I'm gonna look into that. All they can tell you is no, right? So I'm gonna look into that. Can't see because the better papered up you are, the better you are. And what I mean by that is that I've already heard people when they're asked about their dogs being studded and what the requirements, what they require of the female, the owner of the female. I've heard, and this guy's got some nice dogs too, real nice dogs. I mean, they're not huge dogs like some of the ones I showed, but they're good 110, 120-pound dogs. Tricolor. One was like a trindle, and the other one is like a chocolate tri. So that means chocolate tri means he's chocolate color, and then he's got the rust brown, and then he's got white. So you got 3 colors on him. And then you'll hear blue tri, you'll hear black tri, and you'll hear chocolate tri, and then you'll also hear lilac tri, and then you'll hear trindle. So trindle means tri, but they're brindle. So that you can see under the brindle coat, you can see some of the brown markings, the 3-color markings underneath the brindle. So I'm learning all these names because, like I had mentioned before, these colors were not around when I was growing up as a kid, and last time I had pit bulls, right? We call them pit bulls, but now that I'm starting to learn more about the bully breed, I'm learning that the differences in the categories. There's about I want to say there's probably like, okay, you got exotic, you got pocket, you got classic, you got standard, and you got extra large, and there's probably a couple more than that. You know what I mean? Those are the really small ones. They're like micro and nano or something like that, which I'm not into those. To each his own. I just don't. I think that some of those smaller ones, they got too much of the bulldog traits, and it's not healthy. You know what I'm saying? If anybody knows about dogs, especially the bulldogs, English bulldogs, they have a lot of problems breathing and stuff like that. Short palate, long palate, cleft palate, all kinds of different things. And if you have a puppy that is already having respiratory issues, how you think that dog's going to be when it's 5 years old? Oh, wow. People, man, they don't know how to drive. They just pull right in front of you. Good thing I've seen that already, because there could have been an accident. So his dog. So when they ask the question, like, what's his requirement, or what does he ask of the owner of the female if he's going to breed with his dogs? He says they have to be ABKC registered, which my dog is. But then he also said UKC registered, which my dog's not. But when I spoke to the homie that I got her from, because if you guys remember, I know him personally, and then the owner of her father, I know him personally as well. We were all in prison together. He said something about, to his knowledge of how we go about trying to get that registered, get the dog registered under that kennel club. So I'm gonna look into it. If not, she's still ABKC registered. So it's all good in Hollywood, basically. You know what I'm saying? See, back when I was messing with pit bulls back then, or American pit bull terriers and Staffordshire terriers, the American pit bull terriers were not recognized by the AKC, and if I can remember correctly, they weren't even registered. They weren't even acknowledged by the UKC. The only ones that acknowledged them were the ABDA or the ADBA. I'm not sure exactly if the B. I know it's an A, and I don't know if the B comes before the D or the D comes before the B. But it's ADBA or ABDA, one or the other. And they used to recognize the American Pit Bull Terriers. And then you got the Staffordshire Terriers. They were recognized by the UKC. And then the Bull Terriers were recognized by the AKC and the UKC, which were the Spud McKenzie dogs, right? With the long nose, the long snout. Those are considered a pit bull, right? So a lot of this stuff, like I said, a lot of stuff's changed since then. They started recognizing the Staffordshire if they were called American Staffordshire, not the English Staffordshire. So a lot of things changed over the years, and the American bullies have been around, they said, for 30 years, which I just learned. I just found that out. So I was talking about how I had that Daisy's like I think my fifth or sixth pit bull that was my dog. You know, like my dog. I've had dogs over the years that weren't. They were like serving a purpose. Like I was breeding a short one with the short one, you know, a taller one with a taller one. Excuse me 1 second, folks. Give me 1 second while I take care of this. Yeah, so I had my first one was Moki. She was a red nose Kobe. I was told she was a Kobe, and I was told Kobe's were bred for fighting, right? Where they had longer snouts, longer noses. A lot of people don't even know about that when I ask them. But I've been watching these old videos the last few days, and they've been talking about Kobe this, Kobe that. So obviously, it's true. Okay, and then my second one I had was funny. He was a little brindle, and he had a big old neck and a big head, but he had short legs, and then his back legs were like thinner than his front, and so we called him Funny because he was funny looking. And I had him and Moki together. Then I got Rojo, and I had them all together. Yeah, no pickles, no onions, and an extra Coke, right? And then I got Rojo, and he was a red devil, red nose red devil. And nah, I'm good. Yeah, you too. And even people didn't even know what that was, right? Red devil. Everybody was like, "Oh, red devil, never heard of it." But I just seen something old the other day about Bryant's red devils. That's weird too, because I just said Kobe. Kobe. A lot of people don't know about it now. I just said a red devil, and it was put out by Bryant. So Kobe Bryant, basically, right? But anyways, and that's what Rojo was. And then I had another female named Shorty, and so Shorty was a real little red nose, and so Shorty and Funny would be considered pockets. They were pockets. That's what they would be considered. They were small, short. You know what I mean? Probably about 14 inches from the withers. You know, something like probably 50 between they were about 40, 45 to 50 pounds, something like that. And then I had Ruby Red, which was Rojo's niece. Thank you. And she was about when I got her, she was about 3 months old, something like that. And then maybe 2 months old, something like that. Thank you. You too. Yeah, maybe she was 2 months old. I don't remember. But those were my main dogs that were my dogs. But then I had maybe three or four in that same time that were like one I was watching for somebody, and then I ended up keeping her because they never came back to get her. Their living situation, it's not that they didn't come back to get her, it's that their living situation changed and they weren't able to take her. They were living call that like trailer in a trailer, single wide, and yeah, so it just wasn't permitted for them to have a dog like that there. Plus, she was a little bit crazy. Not crazy, but she was a little feisty, I would say. And she had some puppies recently. So I got her after she had the puppies. And so she was still just finished nursing them. So her nipples were hanging and stuff like that. But she got back into shape real fast. And, and luckily the yard was big. And then I ended up building the fence. So it separated the front from the back. And that way, you can have a couple, the ones that get along and want together, and the ones that don't get along, have them separated. Because when it comes to the females, sometimes they go at it, and the boys will go at it sometimes, for territorial things. And if a female comes in the heat, you know what I mean? But for the most part, these dogs are great companions. They got great temperaments. Like I went to that the bully thing, and there was no fights, nothing that even came close to a fight. There was a few barking, they barked a few times at each other, but that was about it. You know what I'm saying? And males with males standing next to each other, big old huge males. There was one that I posted. His name was the Red Lion. If you guys follow him on Instagram, it's Red Lion, Red Lion what is it? Red Lion. Yeah, just Red Lion. And he's like 200 and something pounds with a 32-inch head. Like I couldn't even, when he walked by me, I mean, he walked right by me. And I was like, what the? I couldn't believe what I was seeing. 220, about 220-pound dog. Uh, humongous dog. Walked right by me like nothing in the neck on him. Like probably was, his neck probably was about 40 inches. You know what I mean? I mean, a huge dog. I never seen nothing like that. I mean, as far as that breed, I mean, I've seen big dogs. This guy was huge. 200 pounds, easy. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the DDK, Marlin and the Hulk and all that. The Hulk, they say, is like 180 pounds, 178, 182, something like that. And this dog makes the Hulk look like a junior. You know what I'm saying? Again, it just, I was very like, whoa. I ain't gonna lie. I felt like a kid at the candy store too. You know what I mean? I used to be really big on dogs when I was a kid, and then I got big and into the American pit bull terrier scene. You know what I mean, for some years there. But unfortunately, I could never stay out of prison, and so I would lose dogs a lot. You know what I'm saying? Especially my good ones, my ones that I was really close and attached to. So, anyways, that's what happened there. So, first dog that I ran into when I got there was Ant. Ant had a blue note, a blue. He looked like he could have like some brindle under his blue. That's what it looked like to me. And he was from Blood Diamonds Kennel. You can follow him on Instagram. Very nice dude. Me and him chopped it up and talked for a while. You know what I mean? I think his dog was like 11 months old. I'm about to go right now. I'm taking her Daisy to the park. And I'm gonna bust out the cards, and that way I get the names right, exactly right. Um, but yeah, it was a Bloods Diamond Kennel. So you can go to Instagram, check him out. Also, I already named Red Lion. You can go check him out on Instagram. You got another event coming up in April, which is going to be closer to home, real close to home in Stockton. But this one I believe is because the guy putting it on is a homeboy, Tigers Den Bullies, and we're gonna have if you guys, I don't know where you guys are from, but RBO Posse is gonna be there. Black Sea from RBO Posse. So RBO Posse is a group that we grew up listening to. They're from San Francisco. They've been around for 30 years. Unfortunately, some of the other members have passed away. Mr. C and Hitman, and there's one other one. Yeah, Black C's the only one alive, the original one. So I think Mr. C got killed, and then they brought in Hitman, and then not too long after that, Hitman got killed. So he's gonna be there. And this, I believe, Tiger's Den, they got more like pockets and exotics. I'm not sure. I don't know if he has any XLs. He might have one. He might have a few. Something wants to something's telling me though that he has pretty much all. Like he has an XL, he has a pocket exotic. You know what I mean? And so it's Tiger's Den. He's putting it on. It's going to be in Oak Park in Stockton on April 15th. And he was there passing out flyers. He gave me one. He's very big in the bully community. A lot of people know who he is. He's well known. His bloodline's known. And such. Let me bust out let me get the flyers and start going through this. Droops, ESSJ, ¿Qué onda? What's up, homie? How you doing? Long time no see. Let's see. Let me get this going. Oh, I got it up here. Sorry about that. So, okay, let's see. So we have. Let me see. Okay, so we got. Let's do it like this. Oh no, is this gonna work? Yeah, it's gonna work. Okay, I'm back.
Okay, so this is the one I'm talking about. I'll see if you can see it. This is a Spring Bully Bash, Black Sea, RBL Posse, and this is put on by Tiger's Den Bully Gang presents Tiger's Den Bully Gang Spring Bully Bash. Performers by Black Sea from RBL Posse. Music by DJ Tech. Hosted by the Den at Oak Park in Stockton, 11 a.m. And so those are some of his dogs. So he has a picture of a dog that looks like it's an XL. It could be a standard too. Frankie Rizzo, what's going on, man? So this is the next one. So I didn't take Daisy. I took her with us to the one Saturday, but I didn't take her out because she just got the stitches taken out of her ears, and some of them were a little scabbed up. So I didn't want to take her out and perhaps maybe a dog lick her in the ear, and who knows what the dog got on her tongue. Who knows? I'd rather not even mess with it. So I didn't do that. So we kept her in the car, and I kept going out, taking her out to use the bathroom and such. This right here, we got, let me see. Does this one have a Instagram? So he's got an Instagram, Tiger's Den Bully Gang on Instagram, right? This one here is k9boost.com. And on Facebook, it's Facebook / K9 Boost, and they make all kinds of different things: bowls, chains, leashes, collars. I don't see no harnesses though, but they got all kinds of different things on there. Can you guys see that? I gotta go this way, right? And then on the backside, they got K9 Boost, Advanced Canine Nutrition. Again, k9boost.com, facebook.com / K9Boost. Get your products today, right? So they got something for structure, canine growth supplement. They got Power Boost. They got Vertex. They got all kinds of different things on there. That's that. So if you guys are interested, go to either You can either go to Facebook / K9 Boost, or you can go to k9boost.com and check out what they got there. This one's called No Fools, Just Bulls 2. This is going to be Saturday, April 1st. They're going to have $250 exotic stack off and a $250 Frenchie stack off. Instagram, no limit, one word, _ bullies with a Z instead of a S, _ Martin or Martin. And then at Facebook is Griselda, Zavala. And their phone number is 559-892-9050. Fun show, barbecue competition, kids with bullies. Set up 8 a.m. Gates open at 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Entries $20. Dogs are $10. Kids under 12 free. Outside food and drinks welcome. No alcohol. And this is going down in Fireball, California, which is Fresno County. No Limit Bullies presents. And there's this one. There's this one here. Let's see. What am I hearing? I'm still hearing something, eh? It's myself. Huh. Okay, and they got one-stop shop at Little Beast Bulldogs Reproduction Services, progesterone testing, reverse progesterone testing, semen evaluation, semen prep for shipping, artificial insemination, ultrasounds, emergency breeder, supplies available, and much more. Follow us at little_beast_bulldogs or at little_beast_whelping. And they're gonna have an Easter egg hunt and all that for the kids. So that's in Fireball, California. Fireball Califas, right? And I want to say the K9 Boost is k9boost.com, and Facebook / K9 Boost is the people that own Becca's and Big Woodland, which are my dog Daisy's uncles, great uncles. It's her grandfather Horchata's, I believe they're brothers. Here's another one. Mac Bullies. Mac Bullies 925. So that's Contra Costa, the 925 area code. Mac Bullies. They had some puppies there. Um, Here is their card, and they can follow them at either Instagram or Facebook. Um, Alan and Myra Cortez, XL American Bullies, 925 222 7991 or 925 852 8841. Mac Bullies, that's MAC BULLIES 925 at gmail.com. And that's them. I had a long conversation with him, with the gentleman there. I met this cat right here, Easy from Straight Quality Bullies. Cool dude, man. He just left me a little message a few minutes ago. Very cool dude, man. You know what I mean? Straight legit, straight business guy, but also friendly. Very, showed a lot of, a lot of love as far as just, representing the breed and stuff like that. You know what I mean? This one is House of Exclusive Bullies. It's a sticker, but you can probably, I don't know if you can get that QR off this screen. Let's see. Okay, so on Instagram it's at house underscore of underscore exclusive underscore bullies, BULLYS. You guys can catch them on Instagram. What else we got here? This is East Bay Bulls. East Bay Bulls. Slime Dogs, East Bay Bulls. Luis Enrique, 510-323-5398. Instagram at East Bay Bulls. All one word, Bulls with the Z instead of an S at the end. And TikTok at East Bay Bulls, all one word. Very, and as a matter of fact, this dog I think is related to Daisy as well. Somewhere down the line. So go check them out. We got DC Breedem LLC, Reproductive Services, Progesterone Ultrasounds, AIs. AI stands for Artificial Inseminations. TCIs is another form of getting a dog pregnant, not naturally. Semen analysis, pool and pack semen, same day semen shipping available. Dave Clark, 707-628-9652, or Derek Clark, 707-718-1475. Instagram at DC Breedum. That's DC BREEDUM, all one word. There we go. That was one of the shirts I posted a couple of days ago. I think it was Friday. Yeah, Friday. I posted the shirt. They hooked me up with a shirt. Okay, we got www.andersonpitbulls.com, Northern California. We got APB, which is Pit Bulls and Bullies. Eric and Candace Anderson, 916-439-7295. Anderson Pit Bulls, all one word, at gmail.com. You can get them on Facebook at Anderson Pit Bulls or Instagram, Anderson Pit Bulls and Bullies. And on the other side, they got some of their dogs. They had some chunky. I believe, if I'm correct, they had a nice chunky chocolate tri male. Viria El Gordito, right? Tia's Dulce. So this was a food truck. Freddie and Daisy Esquivel. Telephone number 209-448-1848 or 209-542-3429. You can catch them at their email. Their email is Esquivel That's ESQUIVEL 270529 at gmail.com. And out of Modesto. Catering services for all types of events with great service and food. Find us on Facebook and Instagram. There we go. We got all that jumping out there. Okay, this here is, man, I'm trying to read that. It's limitlessmemories.com. Promotional products, awards, gifts, and much more. And you can reach them at awards at limitlessmemories.com. 707-207-1050. Contact us for any upcoming events, sports, car shows, animal shows, etc. We have a huge selection of awards, trophies, plaques, medals, cups, gifts, and much more. We also carry a huge selection of promotional products. So I think they use them for all the awards in the show, the ribbons and the trophies and such. Okay, Anderson. Okay, this one here is a Merle male. He was the very first dog I seen. Actually, my daughter caught it. He parked across the street to let him use the bathroom. The dog from the distance he was amazing just from there. I mean, it was a long ways. And it says here, the business, Andy Rivera, 510-557-5727. Instagram at Coco County _bullies. Coco County, one word, COCOUNTY _bullies, BULLIES. His email is CocoCountyBullies@gmail.com. Coco, C, capital, the rest lowercase, all one word. And he is advertising him as a stud. So studying, if you want to mate your dog with this dog here, he's a bad, beautiful Merle, light color Merle. This is the kind of Merles I like. This color right here. He looks like Ego from Fit Bully TV, but just a little bigger. Ego's about 80. They just weighed him too. He's 88 pounds. This one here is about probably a bill 20, I would say at least. But before I can make any decision like that when it comes to Daisy, because her grandfather was Merle and her mother's litter, there was like half the litter, I think maybe more, came out Merle. So I need to do her embark testing to find out if she carries the Merle. If she carries the Merle gene, is she a Merle carrier? Because, and I'm still learning more about this. So don't take my word exactly on everything what I'm saying here. Do your own research. But I do know, if say this dog's a Merle, he's a male, and then you have a female and she's a Merle as well. Doesn't matter what shade, you cannot breed them together. I mean, you can, but it's going to be a lot of problems. You're going to be disappointed because your chromosome, or how's it go? They come in twos, right? I think it's your chromosomes are called. They come in twos, but when you're a Merle, one of them is incomplete. So if you breed an incomplete with incomplete, you can have problems such as blind, deaf, or both, and some other problems. So it's not suggested you do that. But some of these dogs that are Merle carriers, but they're not Merle, they would be considered either zero. Oh man, I just seen the word. I seen the word earlier. There's two words that people use. One is a phantom Merle, and then the other word is oh man, I forgot the word, but I seen it earlier. It just basically means that they carry it, but they're not showing, right? And then the homeboy gave me this straight quality bullies. He gave me this beer bottle opener. He gave me the sleeve for the beer, for the bottle or the can, and he also hooked me up with a coffee mug. Like I said, man, the dude was very, very gentleman, straight caballero, straight gentleman. And he, how you should be though. I mean, but nowadays when you see somebody that's, cool like that, and it sticks out to you. You know what I'm saying? But definitely a gentleman, like I said, and I'm glad that I met him and some others that I did meet, because I'm in the bully scene now, with my girl, and I'm learning more about my dog and her bloodline. You know what I mean? As far as like meeting people that are their dogs are related to her, and you can see what because I mean, you can see names on papers all day. This is her grandfather, that's her grandmother, this is her great grandfather, this is her great grandmother, this is her great 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 grandfather. But it's always better to see it in person than just read names, because what does that really mean when you just read names? I mean, even the fact that, like, say, dog's a big time name, it doesn't necessarily mean the puppies are going to be big time automatic just because their father or the mother is so and so. You know what I mean? It just, it doesn't always work that way. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, the puppies would be so expensive no matter what, without even getting evaluated. You know what I'm saying? As far as what I mean by evaluated, as far as their structure, the flaws, if they have any, because I noticed just the other day, one dog that was huge, but I noticed that when he stands, he has east and west. What that means is his feet, they go out, you know what I mean? And, that's considered a flaw, but people are, breeding with him because of the size, you know what I mean? And not to mention, I'm not taking nothing from him, but when it comes to Daisy, like, she has no flaws, like, as far as like, she don't have no underbite, overbite. She don't have east and west feet. She don't have a high rear. She don't have cowhock. And cowhock means like bow-legged. Like people say, you've been riding a horse. Certain people, they're bow-legged. So that's called cowhock in the dog world. And she don't have any of that. The only thing I would say is kind of flawish is her snoring. So that's obviously a respiratory thing, right? So you would want to correct that by obviously taking her to a male that's doesn't have that issue. You know what I'm saying? And that's obviously a bulldog issue. So when it comes to that, I believe she has bulldog, American bull. I would think American bulldog in part of her inner DNA, because if you look at her eyes and her father's eyes too, her pops' eyes, they got that look, that what people call that sad look. You know what I mean? So it's there, like, that's why I tell everybody, don't say you have a pit bull, because they're not pit bulls, they're American bullies. And if you check their DNAs, they're going to come back like probably 60%, 70% American pit bull terrier or Staffordshire terrier. And then it's going to come back with the other thing, American bulldog, English bulldog, Borbell, however you pronounce that, Borbell, Cane Corso, Mastiff, whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know if they said they got Cane Corso, but I want to believe that they got Rottweiler somewhere in the line too, for the ones that are chocolate tri and black tri, because those are Rottweiler colors. You know what I mean? And that chocolate with the rust. You know what I mean? Those are rare Rottweilers and Dobermans that come like that. We're always used to seeing the black ones with the rust, but there are Dobermans and Rottweilers that come brown with the rust. You know what I mean? And so I'm thinking that they got Rottweilers somewhere. And then too, Rottweilers have big heads too. So it's a difference when you go American Rottweiler and German Rottweiler. It's a difference in the size and the width and all that. You know what I mean? I think the American Rottweilers are taller, if I remember, because I used to be into dogs when I was a kid. I used to go to the library and read up on dogs, on German Shepherds, on Pit Bulls, American Pit Bull Terriers, on Rottweilers, Akitas. I've always liked Akitas. So I used to read up on these dogs, you know what I mean? And I remember him saying something about the American Rottweiler was taller, you know what I mean? A little more lankier sometimes, but then sometimes more, bigger, taller and wider. But the German ones were more stocky, if I remember correctly. And, but yeah, I was all into that, and so it's like a childhood, I don't know what you would call it, a childhood, man, how would I say that? It's something from my childhood that I was big on, you know what I mean? So anyways, so some people were asking about, how much puppies from like Pecos and Big Woodland, and obviously those are boys, but I'm pretty sure they got girls at home, and that they breed them, and so I'm pretty sure that the puppies are going for like probably 3 G's at least, no less. I would imagine 3 to 5 G's. I'm still waiting to get the Instagram on Pecos, but I think Pecos and Woodland. I believe that Canine Boost is their. Excuse me one second. I believe that's their. That's. I believe that's their number, because I remember him telling me that he has supplements and stuff, and I grabbed that off his table. So if you hit up Canine Boost on Facebook, hit them up if you want to ask about Pecos puppies or Woodlands puppies. Excuse me, if they have any puppies there. Also, EP EPR EPRD Kennels, Bassmaster, nice big boy that they had yesterday. Um, Man, I had some more cars too. I don't know what the heck happened to them, but Lone 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 XL Lone Star Bullies, another one. Nice big dogs. Um, they're related to Daisy too, somewhere down the line. And so go check him out too. Lone Star, I think it's XL Lone Star Bullies, or if it's not XL Lone Star Bullies, then it's Lone Star Bullies. Um, they had some great, awesome dogs too. So yeah, I'm all about promoting promoting the breed. Like all these years, the pit bulls got a bad reputation, and the only reason I'm saying pit bulls is because they throw these dogs with them. Plus they're cousins anyways, right? They got some of the same blood, as American Pit Bull Terrier, as a Staffordshire Terrier. But these dogs, yesterday was a perfect example. And just with my dog, with my kids every day, you know, um, they could feed her right out of their hand, right out the palm of their hand, right from their fingers, and she don't chomp, none of that. She does great with them. She gets happy when she sees them, and they show her love, and she shows them love back. And the fetching and the tug of war, and just being their family pet. And this is just Daisy, but she's still 6 months old. But you got some of these dogs that were out there that are, if you follow their Instagrams, you see them doing the same thing with their kids or grandkids. And you're talking 100 pounds, 120-pound animals plus. A lot of them are in the 140s, 160s. Oh yeah, there was another. Uh, oh man, what was his name? Murder 10 underscore pickles. He had a nice male. Was a chocolate try. Yeah, I believe he was chocolate try, or he might have been blue try. Oh man, what was his name? Darko. I can't remember his name right now. But anyways, he. Let me see. He was a nice looking male, and he told me he was 11 months old, and he was about 104 pounds at 11 months old. And a lot of the dogs, they pop, and pop means they get they widen out, where it starts to show. Um, let's see, Yanko, Yanko, and you can catch him on IG, murder 10 underscore pickles. So tap in with him. Like I said, he's got a nice, I believe he's a blue tri. Yeah, blue tri male, 11 months old, 104, 105 pounds. Go tap in with him. Check out what they got going on. I believe it was a beautiful dog, a handsome dog. I don't call male dogs beautiful. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, there was another banner that I didn't get. I didn't get their card, but I had their banner. Double XL bullies, I believe they were called. Let me see. Let me see. I think it's a video I did. Let me see. Um, let's see. I believe it was a video, not a shorts. I believe it's called double XL, so XXL bullies or XXL underscore bullies. I think I'm gonna show the banner right now. Hold on, let me see. And I'll tell you what. A lot of these things you can go to the channel here and go to videos or shorts, and you can get a lot of the information there as well. Let's see. I guess not, but I thought I showed it. It must be in another video, and I got it confused. But anyways, it's double XL bullies. Check them out. Yeah, it had to be that. So let's see. Besides that, and then if you guys see the thumbnail, I put I put my land hippo show. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right now. It was for the first time I ever go into one. So it was me, the wifey, and then we took our 2 daughters. None of the boys went. It was a hell of an experience, man. Like I couldn't believe my eyes, what I was seeing. You know, some of these dogs' heads were like this, you know, and plus, you know, big old fat necks. Their legs, you know, down to their paws were like, you know, man, bigger than my forearms. I was like, whoa, you know what I mean? It was unbelievable, amazing how some of these animals were like there was one, he had a 32-inch head. He weighed about probably 220 pounds, I would say at least. He goes by the Red Lion. I couldn't believe it. And they had his 13-month-old son there with him. Looked just like dad, just a little bit smaller, you know, 27-inch head, only 13 months. He was probably about 140, 160 pounds at least. So you can tell he's going to be a beast. But yeah, there was some badass dogs there, man. Like I said, big Woodland. I think Woodland sticks out more than Pecos. He's more big, you know, bigger, more thicker around the neck. Pecos sticks out because his color is kind of unique. And Pecos means, if you guys don't know, I mentioned it before, it means like freckles. So he has a red color, but he has freckles. Some people might call it ticking. But you know, they decided to name him Pecos, which means freckles. There was another dog there named Bassmaster. And I believe the Instagram associated with Bassmaster is EPRD Kennels, I believe it is. And his dogs. So Daisy, when it comes to that gentleman, he has, because I messaged him this morning, and I told him who I was and that I got the last female puppy from so and so, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's a nice dog." He said that his dogs are on both sides of her pedigree, which I knew that, but I wasn't sure. Well, I knew that, I had an idea, but wasn't sure. So he solidified it with that. But what I don't want to do is, I'm not going to be like going out there saying, "Hey, you know," basically like riding coattails of other people. You know what I mean? You know, once we get around to all that, Daisy's paperwork, her ABKC paperwork, will show who she's related to. You know, I'm not selling puppies or nothing now, so there really ain't no need for that. But the reason why I touched bases with these guys was to meet them, let them know, hey, I have one of your puppies that's, you know, belongs to your bloodline. You know, and that way, you know, later on, you know, we can figure out something too, you know, with some other males they have or something, you know, because my plans is, you know, we got a long ways to go. Daisy's barely 6 months old. You know, I'm not going to breed her until she's in her 3rd heat. So that should put her around like 18 months, at least, the very least 18 months till somewhere around 2 years old. And my plans is to keep a couple females out the litter and maybe a male, if not getting me a male. You know what I mean? Because I've been doing a lot of studying and researching lately. Well, basically not even so much researching, other than listening to some of these shows. And one of them, like I had mentioned before, I get a lot of information from this guy. He breaks everything down, and he doesn't you know, he tells you, he don't sugarcoat nothing. He tells you exactly how it works. As far as, you know, some people say, oh, you know, I got this male, let me get this female now. I breed them, make a bunch of money, or vice versa. I got this female, let me get a male, make a bunch of money. And it doesn't really work that way because, you know, your dog ain't never had puppies before. So how you have nothing to show, you know? So even after the first litter, you figure she has the puppies because they're pregnant for 2 months, right? A month in heat, right? Then have babies. That's 3 months right there. So possibly after having the babies, and once the babies are weaned, you know, for 5 weeks, 6 weeks old, then she's going in the heat again. You know, me personally, I don't know if I want to do that back to back stuff. You know what I mean? Just because the fact, you know, give them a rest because when they have babies, man, they literally suck the life out of them. You know what I mean? They literally suck the life out of them. The dogs are so skinny, the ribs are showing. You know what I mean? But then again, I've heard some people say that it could damage their uterus and this and that. I don't know how. Well, the person told me like this, and it makes sense. He goes, well, if they're in the wild, what are they going to do? And you're right. They're just going to keep breeding because it's in the animal's nature to breed, male or female. But the male, and their mentality is a little different because a male will kill anything that's not their babies. You know, like when a male takes over something, they'll kill. Like, okay, with lions and stuff, you know, if a lion takes over a pride, that lion that they chased out, that was chased out of the pride, that was the man at the time, and he has cubs, those new males that took over will kill the babies, and then that'll bring the females in heat quicker, and then they'll breed again, and that'll be their babies, right? But you know, same thing with the coyotes and wolves and all that. You know, as soon as they come in the heat, they're handling it again. So, you know, I understood that part of it, but the fact that this is your family pet, you know, your loved one, right? You love the dog. You know, I just don't think it. Me personally, I would do that. Now, on the flip side, though, you figure you just let the dog have babies. You know, you breed her 3 times, 4 tops. That should be it. You know what I'm saying? And then that's why it's up to you to, you know, keep some daughters. You know what I mean? Keep some daughters. Give me 1 second. Okay, never mind. That was a scam likely again. Shadow Pit, been doing your homework. Yeah, I've been. And then too, what I came to find out was a lot of this stuff I knew already, but I wasn't up on the terminologies, you know, some of the terminology. Because the last dog I had back in '06, I ended up getting busted at a park, and they ended up taking me to jail. I ended up going to prison, and he went to doggy jail, and I don't know what happened to him. I always thought about him. He was like 5 years old when that happened. Great fucking dog, man. And I had a plan for him. I had it all written out, and we already had started the plan. Um, the only thing is that I had some puppies. I had some of his puppies, and we were moving. And a cousin of mine, well, he's not really a blood cousin, but his cousin's married to my brother for many years. They got kids that are in their 30s. And then his aunt used to be married to my grandfather. So, you know, it's something like that, right? Family, but not blood family. And anyways, I had the dogs. There was like, I had 5 puppies, I think 5 or 6 puppies. And I had them in a crate, you know, like for a large dog. And we put him in his trailer. He lived at his dad's house, but in the backyard in a trailer, a legit trailer, you know, with everything. He had a little thing there for power, water, all that was hooked up. Anyways, he leaves or whatever. They were only there overnight, and the dad gets up the next day, goes in there and calls the pound on him. Oh man, I couldn't believe it. So it pissed me off. But what was I gonna do? Let's see, Tim Egan. Always good to network with like-minded people like that. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Let's see. Plus, it's already a genetically modified dog, technically, so there are more susceptible to do. Susceptible. Do you have any problems? You're asking me if I have any problems? No. With Daisy? No. The only thing I would say is her breathing. She snores sometimes, and sometimes when she's smelling around on the ground, you can hear the. I don't even know how to. It's not a like oinking, it's not like an oink noise or anything like that. But that's obviously from the bulldog that was used in the bloodline, years back. You know what I'm saying? So definitely want to breed to a boy, a male that doesn't have that. Let's try to correct that. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, when you have things like that, there it weighs on the quality life of quality of life. So probably, you know, you're talking maybe cutting the life short a couple years. You know what I mean? Her only living to 8 or 10 instead of 14 or 13. Who knows? I hope not. I hope she lives a long life. But then again, I hope she's not, old and then suffering at the same time either. You know what I mean? But yeah. As far as that, that's the only thing. My bad. Autocorrect. LOL. They are already prone to health issues. Yeah, some of them are. And that's why it's important if you're going to be breeding and stuff like that. And these are the things I've been learning is like that, and obviously like with everything, technology has evolved since, 20 years ago, 10 years ago. So now they have this thing, this embark testing, tell you what she carries as far as the colors, if she's a carrier, if she's a merle carrier. It'll also tell you some health things, you know what I'm saying? So why not get it? I think it's important. You know what I'm saying? It's important to be honest about everything. If you got a dog that's not legit as far as health wise, you need to let them know, whoever's buying them, and let her know that she's not for breeding. She's only or he is for pet quality only. All that type of thing. All that stuff is important to be honest and straight up about everything, because if you're not, it's going to catch up with you and bite you in the ass. With social media, they'll put everything out there about you, transactions you've done, and you're just screwing yourself. That's not my game anyway. I'm not with that anyways, but I'm just saying, I'm telling people like, hey, think about what you're doing. You know what I mean? Hold on, phone ringing again. All right, never mind. So yeah, so that's the only thing I can say when it comes to Daisy's Shadow Pit, is the breathing issue. Um, but other than that, man, her temperament's awesome. Her uh, she's well. The only thing is, another thing about it is that I gotta get her. I gotta motivate her to be active. To be uh, the drive, because she was homeboy I got her from was gonna keep her, and he had the mom. He had the brother from the same litter, and then he had a sister from another litter that has a different dad. He took a pocket bully to an XL, and the puppies came out okay. They came out nice. They're like, I would say probably standard, maybe standard. Actually, I don't know. They could be XLs. I'm not sure, because it's really based off the height. It's not based off the weight. But I ended up getting her from him, and then he just gave his cousin or uncle. He gave his uncle the sister. So now he just got the mom and the son, and that's gonna that'll help him with keeping in the next litter, keeping some pups out of the litter, giving him a little more room. That way he can do, so you can basically stay on track or get back on track of what the mission, what I'm saying, of breeding the XLs. You know what I mean? But anyways, the Daisy was basically in the backyard, not, and that's why I'm surprised, like how well she behaves in her temperament, you know, uh, and two, how good she walks on a leash. Um, every now and then, like when we're heading back home, she'll pull a lot. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna start using this. I know a lot of people don't like it, but it works. And it is what it is. It helps. The choke collar. For training purposes, it works. And it won't take long to get her to do what we want her to do, because she's already well behaved already. You know what I mean? It's just some things we got to touch up on, because she's never had that. So like when I take her for walks and she hears like a weed eater or a blower, she gets a little weary. You know what I mean? Because these are new noises to her. Like when the kids get out of school and the kids start running all over, she gets a little, but you got to introduce her to all this stuff. So I'm gonna start taking her every Saturday to the farmers market, And that way she gets to be around more people and she sees other dogs walking around. She don't trip on the dogs and all that either. And so much love. You already know if you a stand-up individual, righteous, and do good business, 9 times out of 10, it's all good business. To sabe. Keep dropping that live content. Much love from so that's my boy right there. This is who I got Daisy from. Oh wait, did I hit it? So this is who I got Daisy from right here. Alexander Warren. We call him Big Al. He's got Warren's Finest Kennels. He's got the mama and the brother to June. I mean, excuse me. Her name's June to Daisy. I tapped in with oh man, is his name Chad? The cat with Bassmaster, EPRD. I think his name's Chad. Anyway, I tapped in with him and I told him who I was, so he knew right who I was. Al, you see, people that don't like choke callers don't understand them. Yeah, I'm not gonna really. I don't really want to use them, but I'm gonna use it. Just to get her more like to not pull. You know what I mean? Plus her harness. I ordered a harness, a special harness with her name on it. I just got the little email that it's on its way and it's currently in Fontana. I think it's Fontana, California. So that's San Bernardino, I think, San Bernardino County or Riverside County, one of them. So it'll probably be here today or tomorrow. Chad Royd, Extreme Royd Kennels. Okay, so it's Chad Royd, Rolled, Extreme Rolled Kennels. Good people. Yeah, he seemed like good people. Yeah, so he was telling me, he's like, yeah, your dog, I have both sides of the pedigree. Your dog has my dogs there, or something like that. He told me. And I was asking him, I sent him a question because I think it's the K9 Masters is the dude that owns Woodland and Pecas, which are, I believe, Horchata's brothers. I didn't get his card, so I asked him what his Instagram was so I can try to find them. I want to follow them, but I'm pretty sure it's that K9 products. So yeah, I got a lot of compliments on her. A lot of the people that I met there, I started following them, and then of course, because my thing's private, they requested to follow me, and then they seen Daisy on the couple of pictures I have of her, and they all, most of them said nice looking dog. There was one of the shorts I posted puppies. There was 4 puppies from straight quality bullies. That was the one I showed you guys, the coffee mug, the beer, the bottle opener, and the sleeve for the cold beer or the can. That dude was cool, Easy. His name's Easy I think he's out of Vallejo. I walk up because I was doing something. My kids and my old lady got a little ahead of me, and I go, I walk up and he goes, "Oh, the puppy got her name on it." I go, "How'd she spell her name?" Right? And everybody started laughing. But anyways, I was like, man, I told my old lady, if I had a place, we had a house, I would have got one of those puppies. You know what I mean? However, we had to make payments, arrange payments, whatever. But they're nice puppies. They're nice puppies. But the girls, the ones the colors that I like were all girls, anyways. But they're good dogs. They come from good dogs. But I'm looking for something big, like I like big dogs, which would really be when it comes to a boy, he's probably going to be a double XL. Even though that's really not recognized, that's what we will say, double XL. And so yesterday, I took Daisy out and I took a couple of her toys. So we started playing tug of war. And so she gets sidetracked after a while, after maybe an hour. No, not even an hour. Maybe I'll throw it maybe 10 times. She'll bring it back to me and then we'll tug a little bit in between the next throw. But then I gotta keep her motivated. I gotta keep the drive going. So I'm gonna start working on that too. You know what I mean? Like I said, everything's new to her, so she's being exposed and introduced to everything slowly but surely. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to get her freaked out or anxiety about anything. You know what I'm saying? You start knowing your dog, you start seeing how they behave. The tail, the hair standing up on the back, you know what I mean, different things, you know, you start to recognize what your dog does in times of you know, of anxiety or uncomfortableness, or you know, all that. And that's all important to know too, especially when it comes to people or other dogs, you know, to know that your dog's not going to trip out and, you know, try to snatch a dog up, you know what I mean? But that's not in her. That's not in her. She's been around a lot of dogs. Like I said, she grew up with her, obviously her litter mates, but she also had her mom, her sister, her half sister, you know what I mean? So she's been around dogs, you know what I mean? And so far she's been around my son's dog, and I plan on taking her around my brother's dogs. You know what I mean? I noticed out in Brazil they got some sick ass bullies too. Bad. They are hella far though. Yeah, they do. What's up? U2F keys. They got yeah, they got some. So that channel that I told you guys I watch, I'm gonna put the link right now. It's called QBNK. So Quality Bully Nation Kennels out of Cleveland, Texas. Um, he has affiliates or kennel partners. I don't know what they call them. Kennel partners. He has a QNB Indy. He has also QNB in Venezuela. He's half Venezuelan. I think he's born in Venezuela. I think. All right, Lou, gotta tap out. Have a good one. Yeah, you too, Shadow Pit. Thanks for popping in, brother. I appreciate it. Um, he I think let me see. I think he has a. Oh no, this is what I was gonna say. He does also a podcast in Spanish, and he uh he has guys from Brazil on there. You know, they're speaking in Spanish on there, not Portuguese. And you can tell though because their accent sounds a little different when they're speaking Spanish. Um, so I'm dropping that link right now. This guy breaks it down about everything when it comes to American bullies, everything. Um, you know, the realistic things about it, you know, cost, all that. And then this channel, so that one's QBNK, and then this one's called Fit Bully Kennels, or Fit Bully TV. And this one, same thing, you know, they talk about, you know, feeding, you know, what they feed the dogs and this and that, but this guy is more breeding for agility. He's breeding for what he calls work, you know, that's bite work, playing, anything that's got to do with being active. And he studies everything. He's got two litters right now currently on the ground. One mother is Maya. She looks more bulldog traits. And she has five puppies, no, six puppies. The other dog has five puppies, and she's more terrier. She's a blue. They're both blue, but one's a blue tri. Um, and so they have a little different, different. They come from different areas when they talk about what they're trying to do with their programs. Nonetheless, they're both two good channels. They give a lot of good information. Um, so I just dropped that link too. Wednesday on this channel. I believe I'm gonna go live after we go live on the No Fly Zone. I'm gonna have a special guest, actually two guests. We're gonna do a boxing live stream. Two New Yorkers are coming on with me. One's dad was at one point captain in the Gambino family. Um, and he's gonna come on, and that'll be Wednesday night. We're probably gonna try to go 9:30, between 9 and 10 p.m. Eastern time. So it'll be 6 to 7 here in California. But we're going 7 p.m. Eastern time on the No Fly Zone, which will be 4 o'clock p.m. Western Pacific time. And be sure to go there and check that out. I'm gonna drop the link to the No Fly Zone. and I'm part of the no-fly zone along with Nelson and Carlos. We started about, I don't know now. It's been about a year, I guess. And in between time, I started this channel. You know, let's see. Raul also got bully connection in Venezuela. No, he does. He's Venezuelan. And then I heard him say on a video yesterday that he came to this country as a youngster, and he remembers the first football game was the Cowboys and Steelers. So that was 95, 96. So he's a lot younger than I thought. But yeah, he's half Cuban, half Venezuelan. So he either is from Cuba or he's from Venezuela, I imagine, if he's half and half. Let's see. So I'm gonna drop the link to the no-fly zone. We haven't been on in about probably 3 months. Um, unfortunately, people's schedules, with work and all, and Nelson Pad 51, Carlos Gringo Moniz. And of course, Big Lou. Right? So be sure to go sub if you haven't already and catch us on Wednesday. Like I said, I'll be doing pretty much back-to-back lives that day. One on the no-fly zone first, and then on here, well, what to do with Big Lou. Yesterday, Super Bowl, it was pretty good game, man. It was like a complete, even though the score was tied, it seemed like it was a complete turnaround from the first half. One team more dominant than the other, and then the second half, the team that was less dominant in the first half became more dominant, but it was still tied. So that was a trip. But that holding call was straight shit, man. First of all, he didn't hold him. Second of all, he didn't even put his hands on him to like even discourage his momentum, right? At no time did he like turn his body or uh get caught up with him to like keep him from going forward, his momentum, nothing. And the ball was still overthrown. So, at some point you have to take that part in consideration. Before you even do that, the fact that there was only 2 minutes left in the game, or maybe not even that at that time, to call something like that, right? And then last week, if you look at the game before that, they did some shit with the Bengals where they called it on a third down conversion. The Bengals stop them, right? And then the Bengals defense is going off the field and their special teams is coming on, and then all of a sudden the refs called that a dead play and let them play it over. I don't get all that, man. I'm starting to really, when it comes to some of these sports, I'm starting to really get turned off by what these motherfuckers do. It shouldn't even. It's ridiculous. It shouldn't even be happening like that. So, anyways, I mean, what I will say is this: is that that strategic way that Andy Reid decided to do that at the end of the game, as far as again playing the clock, that was pretty damn good. You know what I mean? Because that dude could have ran and just walked it in for that touchdown. And instead he slid on the 2-yard line, 1-yard line, whatever that was. And then they downed the ball twice. That's 40 seconds of play, right? So that's a minute and 20 seconds. But obviously before they get penalized, they're stopped. They're calling a timeout or whatever they did. You know what I mean? But that was pretty damn good. You know what I mean? Because most people would be like, why didn't he just take it in? Which I'm one of them. But the fact is, they didn't want to take a chance with Jalen Hurts. Taking them that far, taking them that far down the field, possibly, and tying it or winning it. You know what I mean? So Andy Reid and the Chiefs did what they felt they had to do, and they got the job done. It just, I just don't dig all that shit. That shit talking like that. Especially when you got big help from the refs 2 weeks in a row. You know, it's a damn shame when it comes to that. You know, I don't even know. I can't call it like an alcoholic, but I will give you my honest opinion about how I felt about the shit. I will tell you that. You know what I mean? And then also we had the UFC 284. Volkanovski, the featherweight champ, went up against the lightweight champ, Islam Makhachev, and Islam won unanimous decision on all 3 rounds. I mean, all the rounds, all the 5 rounds scorecards. I believe the 2 judges had it 40. I think it was 47, 46. I think it was, or 48, 47. And then the other one, the third judge had it like 49, 46. And that was like, you know what I mean? But Volkanovski's face looked clean. I didn't see no marks on him. Islam has a little shit up under his eyes, but that's why I didn't comment, or not, excuse me, that's why I didn't predict the fight, because I knew that there was a couple different outcomes, if they fought a certain way, you know what I'm saying? And, he was able to protect the possible takedowns. I'm speaking of Volkanovski. He was able to stop him from making any, getting him to tap out and submit. He was able to stay on his feet, and do his thing. And now he's gonna fight. I think he's gonna fight Yarid Rodriguez, which I don't understand why they're saying he's the interim champion when dude just fought. You know what I mean? I don't get that part. But Goliath X big abs that are hit different. So yeah, so you know what I mean? That's where we're at with that. That was a good fight. I believe everybody got their money's worth. It was a anticipated fight, and it seemed to be, at the end of the day, it seemed like it was what people wanted, and they enjoyed it. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens with the John Jones coming up with the John Jones and Cyril Gain for the vacant heavyweight title, and then we have Kamaru Usman, Leon Edwards 3, somewhere in the near future. I don't know if it's 285, 286. I'm not sure about that, but I know it's soon. As well as the John Jones, I believe that's 285. And then boxing, I dropped the Spence video about Keith Thurman. Earl Spence is just, he's continuing to put guys on his resume. And Thurman would be, if he beats Thurman, it's going to be another great win for him. Name wise, Thurman has value. He's a unified champion, one-time WBA, WBC champ. So he's got, like I said, it carries weight. His name. Also, David Benavidez and Caleb Plant. I'm gonna do a video on that, but they signed. They already had their first press conference. And I'll touch on that. I don't want to speak on it here because I want to keep it for the video. Also, Steph Curry got injured again. I don't know what's going on with that. They said LeBron and Steph got injured. They both didn't play in that Lakers Warrior game. I know some cats that went. They were hella disappointed that they didn't. Either one of them didn't play. LeBron and Steph Curry, which I get it. You know what I mean? You paid this extra money because they're playing the Lakers, and yet you don't see LeBron James play. So that kind of sucked. Dr. Chapatin, you talking about that one-time champion? LOL. No, how is he a one-time champion? He had 2 belts. Keith Thurman had 2 belts, bro. He had the WBA first, and then he beat Danny Garcia for the WBC. So he's not a one-time champion. He's a 2-time champion. And then he vacated the WBC, and then Sean Porter fought Danny Garcia for the vacant WBC. Excuse me. And Sean Porter won that, but eventually Errol Spence took it from him. So yeah, is that the one-time champion you're talking about? Yeah, Keith, one-time champion Thurman. Yeah, but nonetheless, bro, if he beats him, No, but I'm joking because his name is one. Yeah, yeah, I know. But what I was saying with like, in that video I was talking about Bud Crawford. I just brought him up for a second. You know, they're not going to be able to get undisputed out them two because they can't seem to agree on anything. But Crawford ended up going to go fight David on Adesanya, whatever his name is, and he got a good payday off that fight. You know, that dude had a good record. I guess you can consider him a almost contender type, record. But he handled him. He got a good payday, and then everybody was like, "What the heck?" So now Spence is gonna fight somebody even way bigger name than dude that Crawford fought. And if he beats him, he just beat a unified champ at the welterweight division to go on his resume with all the other good guys he's beat. Yeah, sucks. I'm wanting to see Crawford Spence. You see Crawford dealing with Golden Boy. Yeah, see that's the thing too about the politics in boxing. Spence is with PBC, Thurman's with PBC. So when you got that going on, it's easy to make the fights, which that's obvious. I mean, that's a no-brainer because they don't got to deal with nobody else. But they're doing that for a reason. That way, Al Heyman pockets all the money. You ain't got to split no money with Top Rank, for example, or Golden Boy, or the Zone, or Matchroom, or any of those. You know what I'm saying? Mayweather, or any of that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. But also the problem is that neither fighter wants to be the B fighter. Both fighters wants to be the A fighter, which I understand that, but it's got to be figured out because there's only an A and a B side. Now, I think that it should be a 50-50 split with the fighters because these guys are both, if you want to get technical, Spence right now has 3 belts in that division. Crawford has 1. But on top of all that, he's beat Ugas, he's beat Mikey Garcia, Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Kell Brook. You know what I mean? These are all ex-champions, champions and ex-champions. Some of them held belts when they fought him. Some of them were held belts before. But then don't take nothing from Crawford because Crawford hasn't always been a welterweight. He was a junior welterweight. He was a lightweight, so he has belts. He was unified champ. I mean, undisputed at, I believe, in lightweight. And then, or maybe junior middle or junior welterweight. I'm not sure, but one of them he was undisputed, and the other one he had a belt or 2, and now he has 1 belt in the welterweight. So he's a 3-division world champion with multiple titles. And Spence has always just been a welterweight. But him and Thurman they're going to be fighting at 154 at junior middleweight / junior middleweight / super welterweight, depending on what sanctioning body it is. So does that mean Spence is going to continue to fight at 154, or is he going to vacate those titles and continue at 154, or is he just fighting this fight at 154 and he's going to go back down? I don't know, but when you look at it, 154, his boy has all the belts. They're both Texas boys. They grew up together. They train together. They're from the same gym, Charlo brothers. So, dude will. How would I say that? He would have to go to his. He'd have to go to his boy and step in the ring with his boy to get any type of hardware. His boy Jermell has everything at the junior middleweight level. So is he willing to fight with his boy? I don't know. I don't know how. So I'm curious on how that's all gonna play out. So it is what it is. But we'll see. You know what I'm saying? 140, 140. He was undisputed. Okay, so yeah, so I knew it was either lightweight or 140. And right now he has 1 belt at 147, the WBO. And you were saying 140 he was undisputed, so that's 4 belts, that's 5 belts. And then he was a lightweight champ. I know he had 1 belt for sure, lightweight, but I think he had 2. So you're talking about either a 5 or 6-time champion in 3 weight classes. You know what I'm saying? So, I got Crawford if they fight. Thing is this though, is that Crawford's already 35 years old. Time's ticking. You know what I'm saying? They were already calling Julio Chavez Sr. over the hill when he fought De La Hoya. He was only 33 years old. You know what I mean? So it's a trip when it comes to that. Hold on one second, people. Boy, Spence will likely stay at 154. He's been having trouble making. Yeah, exactly. So he was talking about moving up early on in the negotiation with Crawford. Yeah, exactly. And then a few while back on some other videos, I made that comment that if you know he can't, they can't make a matchup with him to find out who's going to be undisputed at 147. There's no reason for him to stick around because that was one of the things that I knew that, you know, and that's what goes with pretty much all the fighters, you know, not the little guys, not like Finito Lopez, those type of dudes, but and even some of them too, but guys that are like junior welterweight, even, you know, lightweight and bigger, you know, they can't stay at those weights forever. You know, you get older and it becomes more difficult to make the weight, you know, where you're putting too much on your body to continue to try cutting, you know, 140, 147, 140, 147, you know what I mean? So there's nothing more but to go up, you know? So, you know, 154, you know, the only thing, like I said, I mentioned a little while ago, is that his boy, you know, is the undisputed champ, the king at 154. So meaning he's got to fight his boy at some point to win a belt, unless his boy is going to do him some type of favor and vacate some belts. Because we do know that it is very expensive to be a title holder. You know, the sanctioning body charges you some money when it comes to these belts. Um, and he's got 4 of them, you know, on top of the lineal, being a lineal champion. He probably got the Ring Magazine belt too, right? So that's 5 belts and 6, and with 1 being in name, you know. So at some point he's gonna have to fight him. You know, same thing with, like when I said, when Danny Garcia is going up, there's only 1 guy to fight. Yeah, you can go fight Lara and get the WA regular belt, but who wants that? It's not even. Don't get me wrong. It's still a belt, a title, but a lot of people don't consider it a major world title. You know what I mean? So it's one of them things, man. But you also have Fulton, and I don't know how to say his name right. I think it's Inoue. They're supposed to be fighting too, which is a good thing for boxing. You know, stepping up and weight. I don't know what they call him. Inoue, what they call him, his nickname. But yeah, so I'm curious to see how this all plays out. Also, too, the light heavyweight title with Arthur Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol. Bivol, you know, they brought up. I was watching another channel, Punch Boxing, I think it's called, and he was talking about, the topic of the video was, is Canelo gonna hate and try to block the undisputed bout for at light heavyweight by him trying to get a run back at Bivol, but at 168. And I just think Canelo needs to leave it alone, period. He didn't try to avenge his loss against Mayweather, at least not that I know of. I don't know if I was in prison at that time, so I didn't have access to know things about negotiations, or if it was in talks. So I'm not sure about that. But to my knowledge, he did it, you know, and he didn't try to get a rematch with Lara, even though he won that one. But they said that he got outboxed by him. And I think Miguel Cotto did a good job against him too, being middleweight champion at only 155 pounds. So, you know, I think he just needs to leave it alone. And I don't think that 7 pounds is going to matter to Bivol coming down to 168. I still believe Bivol has got the superior boxing skills to Pupat, you know, Canelo. Um, you know, I don't believe he'll, you know, try to get involved, try to make some, how they say, you know, try to make some noise over there. I think it's going to be the 2 Russians fighting each other, and I had talked about this before. I believe Bivol has the upper hand on the boxing skills. He's more pristine. He's more polished, I believe. Their styles are still similar though. They got that Eastern European style, and I believe, but Bivol, he has power too. But I think Beterbiev has him beat on the power. It's gonna be a good fight though. It's gonna be a good fight. But Anthony Yarde definitely hurt Beterbiev a few times in that fight, and that was a good fight. Power, a lot of how would I say, a lot of action. You know what I mean? They were throwing hard punches, rocking each other. I believe, like I said, Yarde hurt him a few times, for sure. Um, you know what I mean? But he came out with the win, you know, because he's got that power, Arthur Beterbiev. But I think I don't know, man. At this point, I don't think I'll make a prediction on that fight. But I know that, you know, like I said, Bivens has more polished skills at boxing, I believe. But they're both good fighters, and currently, Beterbiev has 3 belts. You know what I mean? To Bival's 1 belt. But the fact is, Bival's performance against Canelo was off the chart. It was awesome, great, and then even more so against Zurdo Ramirez, who was 44-0, no losses. He just had his way with him all night, you know. So he was named WBA Fighter of the Year, and the deservingly so. You know what I mean? Um, you know, you're talking about 2 guys that have between the 2 of them almost 100 fights, just shy. Well, let me see, 44 Zurdo, and Canelo has what, 50? Yeah, I believe that 100 fights. What, 2 draws or 1 draw, and 2 losses now for Canelo. So, some, you know, boxing's got some good bouts to offer. I wish they can get more with some of the other ones, you know, and stop playing this politics shit. You know what I mean? I don't dig it. And us boxing fans shouldn't be, you know, they shouldn't be able to allow this shit. You know what I mean? They need to get in there and do their thing and let these guys fight. And these guys too, it's some of these fighters' fault too. Like, you know, they don't want to be the B fighter. You know, you want to be, you know, 60-40, but you're fighting somebody that's undefeated, got more fights than you, a little more decorated than you. You know what I mean? I just don't like a lot of that shit, man. But it's allowed, and you know, the promotions are the main ones spearheading this shit. You know, so I'm gonna go ahead and tap on out because I'm gonna take her out there and let her walk around a little bit. But I appreciate everybody that stopped in. Tim Egan, Dr. Chapatin, U2 F Keys. Who else do we have? Shadow Pit, Frankie Rizzo, PNG Media News, Miss Dang, Big Al, and even the ones that didn't comment, that just sat back and watched. And those that'll come and watch it after it's uploaded. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And with that being said, Big Lou's tapping on out.